Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hopes you all will be fine. Today we will discuss a new topic which is about switches, indicator lamps and an electromagnetic relay. These are the three topics we will discuss these topics today. This is this is lecture 2 of week 1. So we will go to the next slide. Before going to the next slide, here we will discuss and review of previous lecture. In previous lecture we have studied about PLC. So what is PLC? PLC is basically a programmable logic controller which can be used to control manufacturing process such as assembly lines or robotic systems, and that system that require reliability in the system. We have discussed different components in control system, such as in that lecture we have studied about control transformer and fuse. We have studied about different switches and types, for example momentary push button. Momentary push button are also called push-push system or push-push switch. We have learned about that guarded push button or shrouded push button, flash push button, their uses and schematic diagram. We have also studied about extended push button, their uses and their schematic diagram, mushroom head and palm head push button. So these were few topics which we have discussed earlier in the previous lecture. Now we will go to the next slide. These are the objective of the present lecture. So the first objective is switches. We will learn about selector switch and limit switch, their uses and their functions. The second objective is indicator lamps and types. In this present lecture, we will discuss different type of indicator lamps. These are in the form of a red color, green color and amber color. The third objective is electromagnetic relay, and we will discuss its contact, normally open contact and normally closed contact. So these are the three objectives in which we will study in this lecture. So we will switch to the next slide. What is selector switch? Here you can see the pictorial diagram of selector switch. This selector switch is a 3-position switch. One is the first position, 2 is the second position and 3 is the third position. We can use selector switch to these 3 positions: 1 position, 2 position and 3 position. Selector switch is a manual type switch. This is a manual type switch. Selector switch is available in different sizes and different shapes. This selector switch is available in different sizes and shapes according to their use. We can use these 3-position switch in our circuit diagram and can be connected to PLC input module. The best example of selector switch is manual off automatic switch. Man means manual, off, auto mean automatic switch. Manual, off, automatic switch. It can be read as man off auto switch. So the best example of selector switch is man off auto switch. Switching to the next slide. Here you can see the truth table of 3-position selector switch. These are the 3 positions. The first position is manual position. The second position is off position. And the third position is auto position. Auto means automatic position. And here man means manual position. So these are the 2 position, manual position and auto position. And here we have include the third position which is off position. Here you can see the line diagram of PLC. L1 means line 1, L2 means line 2. This is the selector switch in which you have seen the 3 position very clearly. This one is the manual position, this one is the off position, and this one is the automatic position. So you can see the position A and position B. Here you can see position A, which is normally closed. In this case, the energy will flow from left to right, from here towards here, because here the contact is closed, which represents the manual position of the selector switch. Here you can see that position A is closed. Position A is closed and B is open. O means open. Here you can see that the B position in the line diagram is open. This position is open. So if we consider 2 as a light, then light will not glow because here the connection is disconnect. So we will go to the next slide. In this case you can see that the selector switch is in off position. Here A is off because there is no contact here, and here in B position you can see that here the contact is open. So in position A the contact is open, and here B the position of the contactor is open. In both cases contact is open, so the selector switch is in off position. Here you can see in the truth table position A is open. Here you can also see that A is open. In truth table the position B is also open. In the line diagram, you can also see the B position which is open. So in both cases, in position A and position B, the selector switch is in off position. In this case, the light will be off. If we consider 1 and 2 as a light, so these lights will be off. Switching to the next light. In this case, you can see that the selector switch is in auto position. Auto means automatic position. Here you can see that the B position is closed. In the truth table, you can also see that in position auto, automatic position in which B contact is closed. Here in the line diagram, this is the line diagram in which you can see that the position is closed. Here you can also see that the position of B is closed. So the selector switch is in auto position. So these were the three positions. Number 1, manual position, off position, and automatic position. We can use these three positions in order to switch the load. In the previous slide, you can see the manual position, off position, and automatic position. If we go back to the slide, you can see the manual position, off position, and automatic position. So switching to the previous slide, here you can see the manual position. Here you can also see the manual position in the line diagram. In the next slide, you can see the off position. So switching to the next slide, here you can see the off position. Here you can also see the off position of the selector switch. Switching to the next slide, and here you can see the automatic position of the selector switch. So these were the three positions of the selector switch. Now we will discuss the limit switch in the next slide. So switching to the next slide, limit switch. Limit switch is a mechanical type switch. Here you can see the limit switch. In the upper side, you can see the schematic diagram of limit switch. This diagram is normally open, which is represented by NO. N means normally, O means open. So this is called normally open. Here you can see the contact which is open by normal condition. So we can call it normally open. And in this diagram, you can see the close contact. This close contact is called normally closed, which is represented by NC. N means normally, C means closed. So this position is called normally closed position. So limit switch is a mechanical type switch. Here you can see the mechanical type switch. Limit switch is available in different sizes and shapes. You can see the size and shape of the limit switch here in this pictorial diagram. Limit switch is activated by moving parts of the machines. This limit switch is activated by moving parts of the machines. If an object is come here in this direction, it will become closed. If it is normally open, so the limit switch is activated by moving parts of the machines. Therefore, they are also called CAN switches. Example: refrigerator door. Switching to the next slide. Here you can see the normally open position of the limit switch. This is the first terminal and this one is the second terminal. So the limit switch is a two terminal switch. In this case, it is in normally open position. If we applied a force or an object in the machine come here towards limit switch, it will become closed. Here it is normally open. If some force applied in this direction, it will become closed. And here you can see that the limit switch is in normally closed position. If an external force comes here in this direction or an object in the machine come towards in this direction, the normally closed limit switch will become open. Here you can see the open condition of the limit switch. Switching to the next slide. Indicator lamp. What is indicator lamp? Indicator lamp gives the status of machine to the plant operator. These are the indicator lamp. This one is the green indicator lamp. This one is the red indicator lamp. This indicator lamp is amber indicator lamp. The purpose of these indicator lamps is to provide the status of the machine to the plant operator. Sometimes attract the attention of plant operator. These indicator lamps can provide the attraction to the plant operator. These indicators are available in different colors. Green color, they are available in green color. They are available in red color and they are available in amber color. The purpose of these different color will be discussed in the next slide. So these are the indicator lamp which can be used with the PLC. Switching to the next slide. Red indicator lamp. Here you can see the red indicator lamp. In this side it has two connections. What is the purpose of a red indicator lamp? Red indicator lamps are reserved for safety critical indicators. For example, they can be used for power, power is on. This indicator lamp can show that power is on or the machine is in running condition. If the red indicator lamp glow, it means that machine is in running condition. If a red indicator lamp is glow, it means that power is on. An access panel is open. It can be used for the access panel which may be open or that a fault has occurred. If some fault has been occurred in the machine, so that fault can be represented by a red indicator lamp. So these are the few points related to a red indicator lamp. Switching to the next slide. Green indicator lamp. So here you can see the pictorial diagram of green indicator lamp. Here we can connect the wires in order to connect the green indicator lamp to the PLC. Why we can use the green indicator lamp, or what is the purpose of green indicator lamp? Green indicator lamp usually indicates safe conditions, power to the motor is off, or brakes are on, etc. If we give some power to the motor and the power is off, so this condition can be represented by a green indicator lamp. Here you can see the green indicator lamp, or the brakes are on, so this condition can be represented by green indicator lamp. Switching to the next slide. Amber indicator lamp. So here you can see the pictorial diagram of amber indicator lamp. Amber indicator lamp indicates conditions that are important but not dangerous. For example, fluid getting low. If the fluid speed is low in the pipes or in the chemical plant, we can represent it by a amber indicator lamp. If machine has paused, so the condition of machine pause can be represented by amber indicator lamp. If machine is warming up, so this condition can be represented by amber indicator lamp which can be glow. So these are the few examples. Number 1, fluid getting low. Number 2, machine paused. Number 3 is machine warming up, etc. So these are the few examples which is related to an amber indicator lamp. So we have discussed different conditions for different indicator lamps. If we go previous slide, in this slide we have discussed the different condition for a red indicator lamp. Here we have discussed different condition that can be represented by green indicator lamp. Here we have discussed different conditions that can be represented by amber indicator lamp. So we will discuss a new topic. Relay. What is relay? Here you can see the pictorial diagram of relay. This portion is relay and the lower portion is a relay socket. Relay is mounted on the socket like this, you can see in the pictorial diagram. What is relay? Relay is a electromagnetic switch. So this is a electromagnetic switch in which you can see the coil. Here you can see the coil. Coil is the heart of a relay. So it is necessary to remember that coil is the heart of relay. Without coil, relay cannot work. Relay is available in different sizes and shapes. So here you can see the size and shape of the relay. It can be available in different sizes and shapes. This relay can be controlled for DC load and AC load. DC load means direct current load. What is DC load? DC load means light emitting diode which can be operated by DC current or DC voltage. As we know that there is no frequency in DC current or DC voltage. Relay can be used for AC load. We can control AC fan which is operated by 220 volt voltage AC. AC means alternating current in which there is some frequency. If frequency is 0, so then it is called DC. If frequency is available, so we can say that AC is present in that load or that load is AC operated. So in this case we can control DC load and AC load through electromagnetic switch. So here you can see the pictorial diagram of electromagnetic switch. It provides isolation between low and high power circuits. It means that we can control high power circuits using relay by providing low power to the relay. It means that by low power we can control high power circuits using relay. If we apply current to the coil, an electromagnetic field is generated and the relay has some normally open contact and some normally closed contact. So we can discuss these contacts in the next slide. Symbol of relay. You can see the pictorial diagram of relay here. This is the symbol of relay, which is for single pole, single through. Here you can see the symbol of another relay, which is single pole, double through. Here is double through, and here you can see the single through. Here in this symbol you can see the symbol of relay of double pole single through. You can see the double pole single through. Here you can see double pole double through. This is also symbol of relay in which double pole double through action can be occurred. So these are the different types of relay symbols which can be used for electromagnetic relay switch. Types of relay. There are two types of relay, DC relay and AC relay. DC relay is used to control DC load and AC relay is used to control AC load. DC relay require no frequency while AC relay require frequency, and we can control different loads. Different loads mean DC load or AC load, which can be controlled by DC relay or AC relay. Contact rating, maximum voltage and maximum current. So different relay have maximum voltage and maximum current. The maximum voltage and maximum current depends on the types of size and shapes of the electromagnetic relay. Switching to the next slide. Here you can see the normally open contact. This is the normally open contact. Normally open contact. So here you can see the normally open contact. The normally open contact is like capacitor, but this is not capacitor. It seems like capacitor. In this case, it is called normally open contact, which is represented by CR1. Normally closed contact. Here you can see a bar on the normally open contact. So this becomes as normally closed contact, which is represented by CR101. The third one is CR1, which is called coil or output. This symbol can be used for output, and this symbol is called coil, and coil is the heart of relay. Here you can see the coil. This is the coil, which is also called indicator. Here you can see the schematic diagram of relay. Here you can see the close contact and normally open contact. So this symbol of relay is single pole double through, in which you can see the coil and normally close contact and normally open contact. CR1 means coil of relay 1. CR101 means coil of relay 101. Switching to the next slide. Most coils and contacts we will use will be labeled as CR. CR is the abbreviation of control relay. In the previous slide you can see here we have used CR, which means control relay. A contact labeled CR indicates that it is associated with a relay coil. Each relay will have a specific number associated with it. Like in the previous slide, you can see here CR1. 1 is the number which is associated with this relay. So CR1 means coil of relay 1, and here 101 is added with CR, which means that CR101 means coil of relay 101. So 101 and 1 is the number of these relays. Each relay will have a specific number associated with it. The range of numbers used will depend upon the number of relays in the system. We have different relays and different PLCs have different number of relays. It can be different from PLC to PLC. So it is very important to note that we shall give number to the specific relay. Either it is 1, either it is 2, either it is 3. In this way, the programmer can know the specific relay, and we can use this specific relay in the programming. Switching to the next slide. Okay guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your attention. Allah Hafiz.